What are Norks exactly? And why do they look like this? Let's find out. What's up guys, Canadian Gaia here, and back with a video talking about a certain type of character in the Reignited trilogy. Most of us have been focusing on the celebrity of the whole game, Spyro, but for today, I wanted to shift them out of the limelight and talk about something else, the Norks, but more specifically, their look in the Reignited trilogy. Now, I want to say right off the hop that I love the Norks' new design. But some have questioned it. Some people even ask, why do they look like this? How did this translate to this? And shockingly, I do have an answer. So first of all, what we need to know is to look at the name itself, Nork. So if we were to drop the GN, it would spell orc. Now, I know a lot of people know what an orc is, but I am going to explain it briefly anyway. An orc is a big humanoid creature in a fantasy setting. They're normally not the smartest of sorts. You could call them, well, simple, but they are incredibly strong. There are many different variations of an orc in different medias, but the most common attributes of an orc is that their skin is, well, normally green. However, there are also orcs that have yellow, dark browns, and even red skin. They have large upper bodies, and quite possibly my favorite aspect of all, these crazy, amazing tusk-like teeth. In my honest opinion, the perfect example of an orc are the orcs from the Warcraft franchise. Numerous of games and franchises uses the Warcraft orcs as an inspiration for their rendition of the brutal beast. So if we were to take a look at the Norks now, they actually fit all the criteria of an orc. You got these large upper bodies, big teeth, and of course, their green skin. But I can hear someone say, okay, fine, just because it sounds like orc, it doesn't mean that they were orcs to begin with. However, this is not quite true. Let's take a look at the big boss of them all, Gnasty Gnorc. Now, take a look. Once again, we got the green skin, big brutish figure, bulky made armor, and oh, take a look. He's got those tusk-like teeth, just like an orc, even in his original design. Also, the description of him that the dragons gave at the start of the game during the interview seems to match exactly what an orc is.
What about this Gnasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Gnasty Gnorc is a simple creature. Simple! He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. Ugly? That does it!
Well, except for the no threat bit, but then you kind of proved them wrong on that one. However, yesterday, Spyro officially showed off Gnasty Gnorc, and once again, all of the orc-like features have been translated over, and honestly, I think he looks amazing. He has the big brutal armor, the giant upper body, and of course, like I mentioned many times, the green skin and the tusk-like teeth. All attributes of being an orc. Now, let's take a look at the other Norks. I've heard many people say that they looked originally like, well, frogs, or even Muppets. They were kind of just green blobs with feet. My question was that how would this translate to, well, anything in the new HD? So, Toys for Bob looked at what the big boss looked like and translated that to his minions. If Gnasty Gnorc looked like an orc, they might as well all look like orcs. So, this is why the new orcs look like, well, orcs. Now, I know some of you still may not be convinced, but there is apparently an official story on the Norks and how they got their name. According to the Spyro Fandom Wiki page, here's the story of how the Norks got their name. The term Gnorc is technically short for Gnorkai Tukensis. Their origin is unknown, but they are generally believed to have spawned from swampy regions. Long ago, when dragons first started to encounter Gnorcs in the Dragon Realms, there was a difference of opinion on what to call them. Artisans tend to think the Gnorcs would bring them good luck due to their squat appearance and apparent harmlessness, and so called them gnomes. On the other hand, peacekeepers were immediately suspicious of the slimy race and to refer them as orcs. Tuco the Balloonist called a meeting among the dragons to decide the matter, and they settled on calling the creatures Norks, and created the scientific name Norkai tukensis in honor of Balloonist Tuco. So the peacekeepers felt that they were troublesome and called them orcs, but the artisans saw their small nature and thought that they would give them good luck, so they called them gnomes. However, judging by how much trouble they're causing, they're not bringing any sort of good luck, so I think the peacekeepers were much more correct in their naming. So I think Toys for Bob reflects that in their art and made them look much more orc-like, rather than, well, like a small garden gnome. But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. Cue the extra.